always said that I'd rather make £2,000, £3,000 a month, but be able to travel and be completely free, than make £10,000, £20,000 a month. But literally you're locked in on an office, having no free time, can't travel because the boss has to tell them what to do. There's no point having money if you can't enjoy it.
You want to think of your life like it's like a book, right? Every chapter obviously wants to be more interesting. And if you do the same shit, then the book will just be shit.
I basically locked in for an entire year, learned how to trade, and then from there on, just kept basically making money from trading. 6 months down the line, I'm living in Thailand. How's it going, mate?
Very good. How are you?
Good, bro.
We've got a setup on lock here. We've worked hard on this. Got a table, a centre, ring light, 2 cameras.
I mean, it's crazy how far we've come in, like, what, 3 months, right? Since being here, and now we're doing podcasts.
For anyone actually watching, there's 3 bedrooms in this, pretty much 4. Thailand is a bit of a cheat code.
It's a cheat code, mate. Like, your villa's sick as well. You know, if you look at where you were living the first month compared to where you're living now, crazy.
Yeah, right. It just like, keeps fucking leveling up.
Yeah,
like,
bro. There's no stopping it yourself in Thailand. It's a land of opportunity, mate. But yeah, bro. When did you come to Thailand, and what did you come here with?
So, what's today? July 7th. Yeah, I came 3 months ago. April 2nd, flew into Bangkok. Stayed a little night there. That was good fun. And then flew straight to Koh Samui. Probably wasn't the smart decision at the time. Like, I was still like new with my business. Probably didn't have enough money saved. I think I came with like 200 quid in the bank, which was pretty jokes. But came out with my mate Jamie, and we just lived together. And then just smashed it from the start. Just like hit the gym, filmed a shit ton of content, worked pretty hard, and it all just worked itself out. Like, everything just kind of comes into place.
I mean, clearly, bro, if you came with 200, you'd be in there for 3 months.
Yeah,
clearly something's wrong.
Haven't gone home yet, so I can't complain.
Mate, the Samui effect is real. Like, everybody comes here with way less than they leave with. You come here with X amount in your bank, you leave with triple, you leave with quadruple, mate. Like, you just meet people, you just learn new things, and then you're gonna make more money. You know, like, and it's apparent because the way we're living now is better than how we got here. So, bro, this is why it's crazy as well. Backpackers and everyone, they come here, their living situation probably get worse, right, as time goes on.
Yeah.
For us, it gets better because they're making more money.
I mean, I always wanted to travel after I graduated uni. So for like anyone watching, I graduated uni in July 2023, and it's a normal thing to go travelling after. I always wanted to do it, but after spending 3 years of uni, anyone who went will know this, I was pretty much just kind of living off just scraps. It's like earning money from work and then spending it all. And I was like, I don't ever want to do that again. Like, it was just a shit way of living. And I feel like if I was to be backpacking, I'd be doing that again. So that's kind of why I actually started my business. I was like, right, why can't I find a way how to travel but still actually make money whilst doing it? And that's the beauty of it, realistically.
Facts. I mean, bro, what do you do for anyone that's watching from my channel, for example? What is it you do?
So I run a fitness coaching business. So essentially a personal trainer just on crack, basically, working with loads of guys all online. So say someone wanted to come and just get in the best shape of their life, it would be a case of having a call with me and essentially going through everything that they're potentially struggling with, finding out what their goal is, and then just building some sort of plan when it comes to training, nutrition, their sleep, their testosterone, organising all of that, and then just taking care of it, speaking with them weekly, monitoring progress, and just getting people in sick shape.
Solid, bro. Good stuff.
And yourself, obviously, I'm putting it to my channel. Fairly new to the game, but let everyone know.
Yeah, so I'm a trader. I've been trading for about 2 years now, on and off, and I started taking it seriously when I was in my first year of uni. Then I basically locked in for an entire year, learned how to trade, got funded. So a funded account is basically when you are given money from a firm essentially to trade with, and then you keep typically about 80% of the profits. So I got funded with them about 8 months into learning, and then from there on just kept basically making money from trading, and then 6 months down the line I'm living in Thailand. It's crazy, but it wasn't an easy journey. Like, when I was at university, bro, like, I was just locked in. The only time that I came out was to go to the gym, and it got to a point where the gym was my only free time, where if I broke a rule in trading, then I would punish myself and say I can't go to the gym. So like, I was basically just a hermit, bro, like, just locked in for like a whole year, but it was worth it in the end, bro, because like now I'm enjoying life. And this is the thing that I want your opinion of as well, but I feel like people get the mindset is wrong, because they want to enjoy their life when they're young, right? They don't want to make money when they're young. They want to just kind of enjoy themselves, go clubbing, and spend all of their money that they make from a 9-to-5 job but then when they're older, they're in the 9 to 5 job for the rest of their life because they wasted their time when they were young. Whereas us, you know, you especially, you finished uni, but you realise that you don't want to be in a 9 to 5 with your degree. So now you're spending your when you're young, making money so that you can enjoy yourself when you're older, right? Exactly. It's the same with me. When I was at uni, I realised that I didn't want to be there, so I spent, you know, a lot of my time at uni working hard when everyone was partying. But now I'm enjoying myself, and I'll be enjoying myself for the rest of my life, all because I dedicated 1 small year to learning how to trade.
It's exactly that. It's a good quote. It's like, what does it say? Build a lifestyle you don't need to escape from. You don't need a holiday from, and that's essentially what it is. As long as you find something you know, it's cliche, but as long as you find something you genuinely enjoy, you don't feel like you're working. I think that's the thing with kind of what we're doing. I mean, go back to what you said. Like when I came out of uni, I was actually really, really close to going into the whole corporate game. I actually applied. I was in like the 3rd stage interview of like foreign exchange sales.
Okay.
So I was actually going to go into FX. To be fair.
Wait, because what did you study? You did business, right?
Business management.
Okay, yeah.
I had a friend of mine who knows like a lot about the industry. He's worked in there for a few years, and you know, I saw it as a good way of making money. But it was high commission schemes. You know, I probably would have made 60, 70k, which is, you know, something that's very appealing. It's guaranteed, right? But then I sat with myself, and I was like, I would be working in London. Monday to Friday, getting on the tube, which if anyone lives in London, it's fucking long. Like, it's not all as glamorous as it seems. It's hot. It's not fun. And I was just like, why am I actually rushing into this? It's because I want money. And then so it all came down to just actually doing a lot of thinking. And I was like, why do I need money? And then when I realised that, I was like, I actually don't need money. Like, I moved back with my parents. My food was taken care of. I didn't have to pay rent or anything. I was fortunate in that sense. So the only reason I would need money was to go out or to have fun. So I was just like, well, why don't I just sacrifice that, not go out, not rely on money, and then try something that's obviously not going to guarantee me money, might make me a lot more, and allow me to live on my own terms.
Facts.
It's exactly what I did. And I think when you do things and you expect nothing in return, it's a risk, but if the payoff's there, it's fucking worth taking. What have you got to lose?
So true. Bro, and I say this to people all the time as well, like when you're young, when you're under 22, 23, for example, in our case, your family will look after you. You don't need to have, you know, be paying for rent. You don't need to buy food when your family will do it for you. And then that free time there when you're young is when you need to be going all in. That's literally your risk-free period where you can spend all of your time working on a side hustle. When you're older, when you're 26 with kids, you can't do that because you've got someone to look after.
Exactly.
So when you're young, that's literally the prime time to do it. And when people don't do it, then you're missing out on so much opportunity because you won't have that time when you're older.
The older you get, the more limitations you have. For example, if you go and buy a property, you now have a mortgage, it now becomes very difficult for you to go move to Thailand because you now have to sell your flat, which creates an even bigger risk. Or if you've gone and married someone, now you have a wife, which means you can't travel, or you've got kids or whatever. So the older you get, the harder it actually does become. So I think, if someone's young and they've just come out of uni, it's actually the best time.
Or same time, if you're at uni, that's the best time, right?
Yeah.
When you're at uni, you want to be just smashing it out, and people just don't do that. People just put uni first, and then they do the side hustle on the side or something like that. But realistically, in my opinion anyway, this is what I did. Uni was second option, trading was first, because trading is what I wanted to do, not being a 9 to 5. So it's slightly different for you because you did uni, right? And then
I enjoyed it. This will go two ways. It's controversial, but in my opinion, uni's bullshit.
Absolute bullshit.
Now,
bro, you've got a degree, bro. When are you ever going to use that in your life?
Bro, I've got a degree in business management. I think I paid for a business mentorship. I learned more in that business mentorship, which cost way less than 1 year of tuition, and made way more money than I would have ever done. Like, for example, how can someone, you hear this all the time, but how can someone teach me business when they don't even run a business themselves? Like, what the fuck are you going to teach me? They teach you a lot of these theories and stuff and all this old stuff in the 1920s, but at the end of the day, business is very simple. Find a product someone likes, sell it.
Facts.
And
they don't teach you that. They teach you definitions of random stuff.
Bro, I was putting in quotes and shit. Like, who needs quotes in business? You need a product someone likes and you need to sell it and you need to learn how to market. They weren't even teaching you how to use Instagram, and that's literally how businesses are run, through Instagram.
Bro, I remember my first lecture, I think it was probably a business management lecture because I was doing accounting and then they mixed the two of them. Bro, literally what you said, he wasn't teaching me anything about business, and I was just like, why am I here? Like, I know more than this guy's ever going to know. And I was like 20 or 18, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because I'd done a few things before, I'd done dropshipping already. and he was just teaching me absolute rubbish. And I got to a point where I just didn't go to lectures anymore because I was like, I'm going to learn more on my own. Just like you said, I just paid for a course, which I paid for, and then I learned 100 times more from that one course in that year than anyone would have ever learned in university ever. So mate, what do you think of courses then?
I think courses are good. I mean, there's two ways of looking at it. You've got courses and you've got mentorships, but the whole premise of actually investing into something, a lot of people will think is a scam. I think that's a very like UK mindset. I've noticed speaking to a lot of people, everyone thinks like when you're trying to sell something to them, you're just trying to rip them off. But a lot of the time, people are just genuinely trying to help you get to your goal quicker than you possibly could, because at the end of the day, it's a case of investing your money to save time. That's kind of what I did when I first invested in a mentorship. I realised I could get to my goal a lot quicker, so I invested around $4,000 into a business mentorship and got to my goal so much quicker rather than just figuring it out on my own. So I'm a big believer in it.
Yeah, bro, I'm the same. Like I paid, I think it was over £1,000 or something for my first mentor, and that genuinely changed my life. Like I learned how to trade in a year from that, so it was super beneficial, best thing I've ever done. And now looking back on it, you know, that £1,000 that I spent then was a big deal because I was broke at uni and I was basically using all of my student finance money to pay for that.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, but now it's chilling. Like it's one of those things. Like at the time when you're broke, you're like, oh, I don't want to pay £1,000. But you got to think nobody else wants to pay £1,000, right? Everybody else that pays for the £1,000, you know, they're not in a better situation than you. They just have more drive than you, and that's the only thing it comes down to. It's just like how much do you believe in yourself? Because we touched on this a little bit before, but when you invest in yourself, you know, or you pay for a course, you're not even paying for the knowledge. You're paying basically that you believe in yourself that you'll make it work. So it's just belief in yourself, guys. That's the only thing you're lacking. If you're scared to pay for a course, you know, you can find the money. Anyone can find £1,000. Go work a job for 2 months and make £1,000.
Take a loan.
Probably even less. Take a loan, right? But then just invest in yourself because that's proving to yourself you believe in yourself, and then you'll eventually make it back.
Once you actually put skin in the game, like no one wants to invest money and not get results.
Bro, it's so true. Once you put skin in the game, just like you said, when you actually invest something in it, you're in the game now, you're looked in, and then you're going to make it work, right? But until you invest in yourself, there's no saying that you're going to make it work because you've put nothing in. I don't know what it is, it's like manifestation, right? You need to put something in order to get something out. You're not just going to magically become a millionaire without investing something, right? Or without going through hardship. And I think that's what people are lacking now, is they just want an easy answer.
But yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, I actually took a loan out first when I left uni. I mean, I graduated uni, I didn't have the money to invest in mentorship. I knew like that was what would just expedite my results. So I took a loan out, and like I said, no one wants to invest money and not get results. I had to pay that loan back, so it just drove me. Like I did that mentorship, I turned up to every single call, I asked a shit ton of questions, I put in all the work, and I got to my goal so much quicker. There's a lot of people in that mentorship who just kind of come in, and there's people like this in this world who just expect things to be done for them. They've signed up to a mentorship and they just assume that, right, that means I'm going to make loads of money now. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
They will give you all the tools you need as long as you do the work.
It's still down to you to do the work.
And and that's the beauty of investing money, because if you're actually wanting to get a result and you invest money, you're going to fucking work to make sure it happens. And that's why there's a difference between the people who like I said earlier, you can get all the information online. Say you want to get in the best shape of your life, you can go on YouTube and watch all of it, 100%. If you want to be an unbelievable trader, you can watch all those videos on YouTube. But there's no pressure of YouTube. You know, there's nothing telling you to actually act. Whereas you invest £3,000 into a course, you know, you're going to make sure that you make at least 6,000, 7,000.
Pressure builds diamond, boys.
100%. And that's why mentorships work. And not even that. If you invest in someone who you kind of want to be like, or you learn from someone who's done something you want to do, not only will they teach you the little secrets that you will never ever find, because they won't obviously give them out for free, but two, you actually build a connection with those guys, and you have them kind of in your network. You know, you have someone to be able, you have their phone numbers, you can speak to them.
Bro, so
makes your life so much easier.
Bro, Jay, who I'm living with, I learned to trade from the same course as him, and now we're best friends living in Thailand together, bro.
There you go.
Like, bro. And then also, there's another trader from the same course as us who moved to Thailand as well. I don't think he's still here, but he was here for like 2 months, right? But the networking now is crazy. Like, me and Jay have now met you, and I mean, I already knew you before.
Yeah, we'll touch on that. That's crazy.
We'll touch on this quickly because, bro, we both went to Sheffield University, right? But I never knew him, and we never spoke. But we went to the same gym for at least a year, and we just never spoke. Now we're out here in Thailand, in the same house, you know, living our best life on a podcast. It's such a small world. It's so crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's mad. I mean, I met Salah a few weeks back, and he said like, "Oh yeah, I recognise you," and I was like, "Oh, I must be from Instagram. Obviously, I know a few of the other guys around here." And then we went out for dinner like a week or so later.
Yeah.
And then he said it again. I was like, basically, I was talking about I went to university at Sheffield. And he was like, "So did I." But I just looked at him. I was like, "Oh shit." Okay, now it all just clicked. I remember him seeing him in the gym.
Yeah.
And I realised, you know, we're halfway across the world, but I went to the same uni as him.
Bro, it's crazy.
Which, I mean, the odds of that are very, very fucking
Man.
high, because there's loads of unis you could have gone to in the UK. And just,
Bro,
you know,
it's such a small
same.
world. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's crazy. And I think both of us in the space of 1 year have just gone from, I've graduated to you pretty much leave of absence, right?
Yeah, well, I'm on a leave of absence, which basically means I'm still a part of the uni, but I've just had some medical issues, so I had to leave for a year, which is total bullshit, because I just left because I didn't want to be there. But
that's crazy.
But whatever, boys, it had to be done.
Yeah,
right?
no.
Because the reason why I did that is because my mum and my dad didn't want me to officially drop out of uni, but so I said, okay, I won't drop out. I'll just get a leave of absence, and I can come back in the year if I want to. But I'm not coming back. I'm in Thailand.
Yeah.
But,
do you know what I mean?
but yeah, like, you know, it made them happy at the time. Made me happy because I was out of uni, and then now me and you are both here chilling in big villas.
This is it. I mean,
It's crazy.
This is hard to explain, but like, if you want something to change in your life, something big has to happen, and a lot of the time, getting on a flight just makes it happen. Like when you come to Thailand, like life just moves a bit quicker, and as a result, you learn things quicker. Like you just have to adapt.
You've got rent to pay. All of a sudden, you've got motorbike to pay. You've got food. Right?
Problems will just occur.
Bro, problems are going to come up with your business. You're going to get people wanting, you know, money back or something like that. You never know, but there's going to be problems that happen in business. You're going to need to deal with them. It's all out of your own pocket. You've got no one to kind of help you out, and then all of a sudden you need to work out for yourself, and that kind of means you need to make more money to survive out here. And then as a result, you become a better version of yourself, and then you learn more things, and then you just keep leveling up. And I guarantee, if we go back to the UK, I would never see as much results as I've seen out here, because out here you're just forced to grow. Because every single time I get a new bike, for example, I don't want to downgrade. I need to make more money.
Rather than playing defense, you go on offense. You know, the best defense is a strong offense.
Right.
Rather than saving the pennies and penny pinching, you just look at ways to increase your income.
Exactly.
And again, it comes back to investing in yourself and learning a high income skill. Once you do that, then you can choose your income. You know, you can choose where the fuck you want to do with your time, and that's why it's so valuable.
Yeah.
To just maybe say you're in uni, just leave uni and just take shit for a little bit, live at home, don't make any money, but then just try something, because there are people making money online. It means you can do it as well. You know, if someone has done something in its life, you can do it as well. You just lack the information to get there, which is why mentorships and courses work.
Facts.
Do it on YouTube, but if you want to get there quicker, all you got to do is just learn from someone who has done it. You know, if you wanted to become, a lot of people think trading's a scam, right?
Yeah, of course.
But the truth is, people make money from trading. Therefore, you can do it as well. You just need to know what they know. So if you just have a closed mind and think, "Oh, trading's a scam," then good luck to you. There's money on the table that you're just losing. Yeah. But if you keep an open mind and you realise, well, these guys are making money, and I can actually learn from them,
and I trust them. I've seen their journey. Right?
Yeah.
You know, like for example, my literal journey is on TikTok. The first day I paid for the mentorship, I made a TikTok on it. Now, how can that be a scam if I've documented my entire journey? Like, do you see what I mean? People are just so close-minded to the fact now that I'm successful, they think it's a scam, but they don't realise I've documented everything, right? And then you know, they're scared to invest in themselves, like you said. They're scared to actually pay for a mentor, all because they think it's a scam and they don't actually want to put the hard work in. It's just down to them.
It also comes to like responsibility. Like personally, I would never get scammed, and even if I did get scammed, I wouldn't complain. Yeah. Because if you get scammed, it's your fault. Alright? At the end of the day. Like if you're going into a game where you need to be running a business or you need to be operating at a higher level, you cannot be putting blame on other people. And when someone goes, "Oh, he scammed me," or whatever, unless someone has literally taken your money and run off with it like a fucking crypto rug pull, that's a scam, right? If someone's taught you something and you haven't learned or you haven't got the information, you should have done some fucking more research, because there are scammers out there, but you should be smart enough to know who's who these days, and you can tell that from content. You can
and most of the time, like, it's probably not even a scam. It's probably just they're not working hard enough. They
a lot of the time.
They literally just don't put in the work. They expect results are going to be given to them from doing literally nothing, and then they complain when they don't see results after like a couple of months from doing nothing. You know, if you can, they have all the information given to them in a mentorship or in a course, but it's down to you to actually do it, right? Because
100%.
realistically, the mentor can't do it for you. He can help you out. He can do calls with you. If you're not showing up to those one-to-one calls, if you're not actually making notes on everything, you're not going to learn. And then that's where people just think it's a scam. They think, oh, I haven't learned, I haven't seen progress, but it's down to them not doing anything at all.
You can't. I mean, I've seen it with people around me. You know, people who do well are the people who can think on their feet, have initiative to learn things. They don't, get people to come in and do everything for them. Like you use little bits of information to your advantage, and that's it. And then you use your own brain to think, right, how can I use this to level up?
Yeah, and then how you keep going is you invest in that mentorship, you see results, and you think, okay, what's the next thing I can do? In your case, and in my case, it was make that move and go to Thailand. Like that was literally the next thing for me to do. I made money from trading, I dropped out of uni, I took a risk to drop out of uni, right? Because at the time, I didn't really have much going. I was just a first year student who just learned how to trade. But I thought, okay, that worked out, taking that risk worked out. What can I do next? Move country.
Yeah.
Let's do it, boys. What's the worst that can happen? And now, nothing bad has happened. It's the best thing I've ever done. So, you need to always be thinking on your feet, always be thinking, what's the best thing that I can do next, right? Don't just do one thing and then quit, or just don't do one thing and then stop there, right? You need to keep on giving yourself, ways to improve. And for me, for you, that was to move to Thailand.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this first before I forget. I mean, there's a really good way to think about it, and I'd highly recommend thinking about your life like this for anyone watching. You want to think of your life like it's like a book, right? And every chapter obviously wants to be more interesting. That's what's going to keep you reading the book. And if you do the same shit, then the book will just be shit. Do you know what I mean? Just be reading the same stuff over and over again. So if you like kind of portray your life as a book, and you want things to change, you want that book to be interesting, things have to happen. Like if you just stay in the same location and you do the same shit, you might progress, but nothing really, really changes in the grand scheme of things. It's when you do the big thing, when life actually changes. So when you move to another country, shit's going to happen in a new country. That's going to change your life.
Imagine if you're a dad and all you can say to your kids, I went to uni, I studied accounting, got a 9-to-5 job, met my wife. We do a few holidays once a month, like once a year, here and there. We might travel to the Lake District. That's it.
You've heard a few of those. You've read a few of those books, haven't you?
Bro, I feel like, what you need as a dad is you need stories, you need experiences. Like me and you can both say we literally just left it all behind in England, moved to Thailand in our 20s, changed our life in Thailand, literally, and now we're just going to keep leveling up. And then the stories keep on improving. The book doesn't end. And for a lot of people, the book ends after university. Realistically, after university, they go to a job, they might get better jobs here and there, but it's the same stuff.
And you know what?
It's boring.
That just comes down to like what you've been told. And like I always say this, you don't know what you don't know. And it's like, we're just kind of told, as soon as you get out of uni, you've got to get into a job. And I nearly fell for it as well. But then, for anyone watching, you just got to question everything. It's like, why do you need to get a job? Like, why do you need money? So like, coming back to what I said, you don't need money. You can take a risk, you can live at home for a bit, take a bit of shit, don't see your friends, and look what might happen. Also, the main reason why people want money, is for freedom. But the thing is, people don't realise that you're not going to ever be free working for somebody else. Okay, so let's say, for example, you've got a person who makes $100,000 a year. That in the UK is a very, very good salary, or £100,000 a year, right? That's a good salary. But the thing is, they're working 9 to 5 let me redo this, because that's actually important. Yeah.
So, let's take, for example, right, we've got a guy who's making £100,000 a year, but then you've also got a guy who's making £2,000.
Yeah, go on, let's see.
I want to make this sick. Let's say, for example, we've got a guy who's making £100,000 a year, okay, but he works 9 to 5 for somebody for the rest of his life. That guy, yes, he's making a lot of money relative to someone else in the UK, but he's not able to travel the world, he's not able to do anything with his life. Whereas if you've got somebody who can make money online, he can make money, travel, actually enjoy his money, and then he can do this anywhere in the world. It's a no-brainer. I've always said that I'd rather make £2,000, £3,000 a month, but be able to travel and be completely free, than make £10,000, £20,000 a month. But literally, you're locked in on an office every single day, and you can't do a thing with your life. Like
100%.
There's no point having money if you can't enjoy it, and that's what people don't realise. People go to university to get a lawyer degree, but then they're stuck in that job for the rest of their life, and they're on an office, in a computer, having no free time, can't travel because their boss has to tell them what to do, your money is useless if that's the case.
And that should actually anger you. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what always annoyed me and what motivated me? It was like the fact that we're all born the same. Like, we all have the same heart, we have the same lung,
Yeah.
we're all the same, but then people are actually able to dictate what you can and can't do just because of a piece of paper. You know, everyone should have the right to go travel the world right now, get on a plane. The only reason you can't is because of money. So that should anger you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened to me. And, I mean, I was like, do you know what I mean? I was thinking like Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
He can do whatever he wants, and
Yeah.
it's because he's worked very, very hard.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, maybe I can't be the exact same as Cristiano Ronaldo, but I can do things to basically live that sort of lifestyle, and that's kind of what your focus should be on. I mean, the way I see it, coming back to what you said, is like, I don't know, I say this all the time. In my eyes, I am rich. Maybe not in the monetary section. I don't
for sure,
a millionaire. But right now, I think I have, you know, the locational freedom.
Very good life, bro.
Yeah,
Like
that's enough to
realistically,
me. Like
there's nothing more I really want. I'll be honest. Like having a Lamborghini in my garage wouldn't do anything for me. Like it really wouldn't. The fact we've got time freedom, the fact that we've got a good network out here as well. You know, I'm living with my boys. We're in a nice house. We're abroad. We're free. We're making money online. There's nothing more I want. Literally, bro.
100%. I mean, I'll tell you what actually motivated me. I used to work kind of doing a bit of labouring before I started, and I noticed.
Yeah, I did that as well.
Yeah, so it was like £100 per day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, literally that.
So again, guaranteed money. I'm like, cool, £100 a day.
Yeah.
But what I noticed I was doing, one, I was getting up at 5, 6 a.m. every day, and I wasn't really getting much sleep. So I was sacrificing my sleep for money.
Yeah.
Two, I wasn't eating very good. I was always getting Tesco meal deals because I couldn't be bothered.
That's the one, bro. When you're a labourer,
yeah,
Tesco
exactly.
meal deal.
So I was sacrificing my nutrition,
Yeah.
and also I would get back from the end of the day. Not only had I destroyed my lower back because I'm picking up a load of heavy shit, not with the correct form.
Yeah.
I mean, also I probably wouldn't go to the gym as much. So what I noticed here was, 3-4 weeks of constant sacrificing my health for money, and I was like, that's not sustainable. There's no way I'm going to sell my health for money. So
you're selling your health, and also you're selling your time, because those people who were labourers, right? Yeah, they're getting £100 a day, but you can't get anything more than that. You can't learn another skill to make more than that, because you're in pain and you have no time for the rest of the day to do anything. Because you come back, you want to sleep, then you repeat the cycle, and you never have time to make any extra money or to learn a new skill.
Exactly. So I mean,
that's where people go wrong. I feel like people, like you said, £100 a day when you're young seems appealing.
It's guaranteed, right?
But if it's hurting your health, and if it's damaging, your body, and you don't have time to learn a new skill, which is going to ultimately make you more money in the future, then you're doing the wrong thing. And you're just thinking in the present. You're not thinking in the future on what you want to be like.
Well, yeah. I mean, it all just comes down to kind of curiosity. I was always curious. I was just like, what would happen if I had 100% health? What if I got 9 hours sleep every day? What if I woke up every single day at 6 a.m. and worked for myself with 9 hours sleep? I went to the gym. I ate really well. Surely I would make more money. And that's kind of what motivated me to start. And I was like, I'm not going to sacrifice my health. I'm going to try and get it to the peak level and then try and do something myself. Because once I get that, then my health is in check. Then I have a sustainable vehicle to actually make money. Because if even like when you're working 9 to 5, unfortunately you are sacrificing your health, because you get up at 6 a.m. to go to London. Like, and no one's going to bed at 10 p.m. most of the time. They're always, and they're not eating well, they're getting meal deals, probably skipping out in the gym. For me, as someone who really loves the gym and fitness, that does not appeal to me, which is why I had to go into something to do with fitness. Yeah. Which is something I would, I'd recommend. I mean, when it comes down to anything, I think it's a case of taking a risk and not expecting anything in return. If you're very passionate about your health and fitness, then it's a case of maybe leaning in towards that, understand, you're not going to get a guaranteed income, which is exactly why me or you went for the labouring job, because you get guaranteed income. Just put that aside. You're not going to earn any money, but if you invest some time and you put in a lot of effort and you realise that at the end of it, you can live wherever you want, you can be as healthy as you want, and you can make money from wherever you want, then it is worth it. You just got to do things without expecting anything in return. I actually wanted to ask you this earlier. So, say for anyone watching, especially on my channel, if someone wanted to get into trading and they're a bit unsure, what would you recommend? I mean, what did you struggle with when you first started?
Cool. So, when it comes to learning how to trade especially, there is loads of places where you can learn. You can learn on YouTube for free. You can learn on websites for free. And when you do this, you are going to learn something. However, the best thing to do is eventually you are going to need to pay to learn from somebody else, right? Just as I did, just as you have done for learning about business. The best thing to do for any beginner trader is to learn from somebody else, because they have done everything which you need to do. They've gone through all of the failures, they've gone through all the trial and error periods. They've probably paid for someone else as well, and then you're going to learn from them, you're going to learn from the person they paid for, because they're going to teach you all of that knowledge when you pay them, okay? Now, when it comes to trading, like I said, there is information all over the world. You can look on YouTube for free, but when you do that, it's going to take a lot of time, right? It might take you 5 years to learn how to trade on YouTube, whereas if you learn from the right person as a beginner, then it might take you 1 year, okay? That's what happened to me. I was a beginner, I learned how to trade from one person, and then literally a year later, I'm in Thailand as a full-time trader. So when it comes to learning as a beginner, that's the best thing I would recommend. I would also say that, when it comes to learning, there are going to be loads of people trying to sell you something. For example, a big thing in trading is signals. Signals is basically, for anyone on your channel that doesn't know, it's essentially where people are going to tell you when to buy and sell in the market. And often, beginner traders think that this is a get-rich-quick scheme. They think, okay, he's going to tell me when to buy and sell, he's a professional trader, let me just copy him. However, what they don't tell you is when they tell you to buy and sell, they've already entered the market, so you're going to be entering late. Automatically, you've entered late. And as a result, you're going to make less money than them. And often, you're not going to make any money at all because your entry is way after they've entered. So the best thing to do is to stay away from that. And ideally, you want to learn how to trade yourself. And that's kind of when it goes back to, paying for a mentor, learning from someone who's actually a full-time trader. And then that will be the best way for you to learn, develop your skill set, actually learn how to trade, pass funded accounts, get payouts. And that whole time you haven't needed to rely on anybody at all to do it. So that is 100% the best thing to do for beginners. And yeah, I would just say, a word of advice, don't be scared to invest in yourself. I've invested thousands, you've invested thousands, and it will change your life when you can kind of just have the confidence to invest in yourself.
You just got to spend money on things that make you better.
I agree, bro, 100%. For me, a big thing, I used to be drinking in the pub every single day with my friends, right? Especially in probably the first month of uni. I was just basically spending all of my money, all of my student finance on essentially rubbish that didn't benefit me. And when I tracked my expenses, I realised very quickly that, let's say I was spending, a couple £100 a month on, going out and buying stuff. If I had just saved that money and invested it into something else, that money would have been put to way better use. And what I realised quite early on is all of that parties and everything, I'm not missing out at all. Like,
they come back.
They come back, and it's the same thing over and over and over again. What did you do? Oh, I went out to this club, I got with this girl. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Same thing, same story every single time, bro. Nothing changes. Whereas, what we did, which is we saved a bit of our money, we cut out, doing a bit of the rubbish stuff, the partying, a bit of all of that for a while. We invested that, and now we can enjoy ourselves and do all of that if we wanted to for the rest of our life, because we make money online. Alright, man, sick podcast, bro. Pleasure to have you on my channel and everything. And if people actually want to find you on Instagram or learn how to get in better shape, where can they find you?
Yeah, so Instagram, Gabriel RXSHDY, put it there for you, and then just head to the link in my bio, or actually send me a DM if you're looking to get in shape. I'm more than happy to get anyone on a consultation call, have a free chat, and just going to see what you do, get you to the best shape of your life.
Alright, boys, now also before I actually wrap up this video, I really enjoy doing podcasts. Now if you want me to make a whole YouTube video literally dedicated to podcasts, let me know in the comments and I will literally do this for you guys. I'll make a podcast every single week, bringing on a new entrepreneur, and actually interviewing them on my channel. So if you want to see this and if you want me to create a whole new channel dedicated to podcasts, let me know in the comments, boys, and I can definitely sort that out. But without further ado, boys, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you don't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.